Hello, I'm Colin Hurwitz.
And I'm Ariel Hicks.
And you're listening to WITZ, the WITZ, the one place for all things music right here in Douglas County, Oregon.
This recording is brought to you by 10 Down Bowling and Splits Bar and Grill. Bowling, arcade, and I have to tell you, because I was thinking about this, I've been there when I've celebrated, someone celebrated a birthday and another person celebrated a graduation. I went there, didn't know, like walking in, they were bowling alley and arcade. I love the ring toss game, so.
Nice.
If anyone goes there and does the ring toss, think of me, it's really good. And they have an outstanding bar and grill. Their pizzas are delicious.
I love eating food at Splits, it's true. Actually, I like eating the food more than throwing the ball down the lane, but that's just me.
Yeah, there you go. Different things for different folks.
Of course, this recording is also brought to you by the Gene Bechtel School for Music. The Gene Bechtel School, an outstanding music conservatory right here in Roseburg, Oregon, directed by Dr. Michael Wheeler. You can schedule a lesson today at BECHTEL school.com. That's bechtelschool.com. Sign up today. We really appreciate you.
And Spiderking Studios, spiderkingstudios.com for commercials, recording, and film.
And last but not least, the Douglas County Music Association. If you ever thought about donating to a nonprofit that wants to do well in this community, you've picked the right one. We have scholarships. We have performance opportunities. We do the broadcast. So if you were a musician or an artist or a dancer or performer, I've already started to get some emails from some new groups.
Ooh.
We're gonna have a dance group on the show.
Yes.
We're gonna have one of our board members, Taylor's gonna be on the show. We also have our middle school band director on the show. So we've got quite a lineup coming up for you for the next couple of weeks. So check out OregonDCMA@gmail.com. Send us an email. Now, here's the cool thing. I want to talk to you about this. If everyone, every single one of you gave $10, we would have enough to fund our program for the next 2 years. And we can do a lot of stuff. Not every single person needs to give all this money, maybe businesses and some individuals, but every single person in the community can donate. But the thing is, I want to talk to you about what your money actually does. So for example, if you donate $100,
that ensures scholarships can be made available.
If you donate $500,
students can have access to instruments and studio space to practice outside of the home.
Yes, and the big sweaty one, $1,000.
And that allows us to support UCC students, UACT, UVAA, and Douglas County music education programs.
And not just in Roseburg, I have to keep saying this,
Yeah.
but all over the place. 10 Mile, Camas Valley, Reedsport, Glide. In fact, part of our broadcast today is projecting for Too Shy in Reedsport. Now, if you guys don't know, Reedsport's music scene, it's there, but it's pretty thin. It's nobody's fault, it's just the way that it is. And Reedsport is really far away from us, and sometimes they feel like they're on the outskirts of our fair county. I'm not really sure why that is, but we want to help Reedsport too. So if you live in Reedsport and you want support from us, email us at OregonDCMA@gmail.com.
Woohoo.
And now for some old news.
Well, the Fabulous Del Montes played North 40 on January 20th at 7 p.m. You can stay up to date by visiting fabulousdelmontes.com to find out where they'll play next. The Fabulous Del Montes have been entertaining our region for over a decade, and they entertained us last week. So if you're interested in them and you didn't catch it last week, scroll a little bit down and you'll find it.
Friendly.
They're so friendly and so nice. And live jazz, they are like top notch, very smooth.
T-Bone and Mike Kaiser, man, what a trip, what an adventure. Thanks for coming on the show, you two.
Yeah, thank you. And also what they do with their show, it's based on the host and the venue, whatever they want. They will also bring their friends, their musical friends, to come up on stage if that host wanted that. So I
It'd be
think
weird if you brought your non-musical friends. Like, what am I doing up here?
just stand
Do I just
here.
hit this cowbell? No, go sit down, sir.
Yes.
Michael Mendenhall on keyboards, Corey Culverhouse on bass, and Tommy Whiteside on the drums. Also the drummer of Widespread Haze.
Oh,
You'll want to check them out too.
Yeah. The Douglas County Youth Orchestra enjoyed their winter concert Tuesday evening, January 24th at Phoenix School. Debut concert and Philharmonic orchestras showcased their talents on tunes like Linus and Lucy, the John Williams Trilogy, and you can find out what's next for them at visiting. You want to go see it?
Yeah, we can actually, this one's not 10 miles long, we'll be good.
No.
The DCYOmusic.org, Douglas County Youth Orchestra, music.org. And don't forget the Umpqua Valley Youth Orchestra also had their concert at UCC in Jacoby at the exact same time at 7 p.m. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later on the broadcast.
All right, we also had John Underwood. He was back at North 40 on Tuesday, January 24th at 6 p.m. John Underwood is a multi-instrumentalist solo artist with 10 instruments around himself that are all running in a loop pedal.
10?
I don't know
What?
how he does that, but
Wait,
that
what?
sounds pretty cool.
What?
10.
Whoa.
10 instruments.
Whoa.
In a loop.
I did not read this.
Yeah. He creates a full folk. I don't know how to say this word. Do you know how to say this?
Klezmer.
Klezmer. Folk,
yeah, go ahead.
klezmer, and pirate.
Teaching moment of the day. So klezmer is in reference to this Jewish kind of clarinet music. I'm not going to sing it or do a demonstration, but if you search Jewish klezmer music, klezmer spelled Klezmer, it's going to sound a lot like music you would hear at a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah. A lot of clarinets. It sounds very folky, a lot of minor chords, but Jewish klezmer clarinet music, check it out. If you've never heard klezmer, it's amazing.
Cool.
Please look into that.
Yeah.
Pirate band.
Pirate band.
What's a pirate band?
I think it's just, all together. And if it sounds a little, there's, what was it? When when COVID hit, there was the, everyone started to do work songs. And there was
right.
Sea
shanties became a
yes.
thing. Sea shanty, yeah. So a pirate music or sea shanty music can be. My kids really like the Wellerman song. I did that all last year. I'm not gonna sing it because I don't want to get in trouble for copyright stuff. But sea shanties, pirate stuff, klezmer stuff. It all sounds fabulous. I wish I could have been there, but I heard about it after it had already taken place. So anyway,
maybe in the future we'll have John on.
And last but not least, now I just found out about this recently, so please forgive me. Bob Hall. I haven't met you. You seem like a nice guy. You were at Too Shy Brewery, and they invited you back for an acoustic music show. I imagine acoustic guitar. That's actually literally happening right now. It's Wednesday, January 25th of the recording of this broadcast. And so Bob Hall at Too Shy is playing literally right now from 6 to 8. Actually, the show's probably just about over, but if you hurry, you can probably make it. Well, you're hearing this tomorrow or today.
Unless you can travel back in time.
I mean, I think we all want to do that. I think we all want to go back and change things. Bob Hall says, I love the place. He loves Too Shy, laid back, always good people, and an amazing assortment of locally crafted brewed beer. Nicely done. And now it's time for some reviews. Now, I have bad news for you guys. This is one of our more somber moments on the show, and I don't want anybody to take this personally, especially if you're in either of the youth orchestras. Mr. Tranter and I were scheduled originally to go to the UCC show. Okay. And then what happened is I found out that Taylor is on the board for the DC Youth Symphony, the Douglas County. Here's the issue that I currently have with the groups, is there seems to be not only friction, but active friction, where scheduling the exact same type of music at the exact same time in two completely opposite venues. You probably don't know this, but I have friends, allies, and students in both programs. Currently, the DCMA cannot afford multiple news crews to go to multiple concerts yet, unless you want to help us out. But the thing, I wanted to cover the Umpqua, and then I found out, well, Taylor's on our board, and she's going to be our guest next week. I should go to the DC, I should go to Douglas County Youth, but actually, the embarrassing part is, in the middle of the day, my stomach started to kind of hurt. Oh. And if you don't know me, and this isn't really anybody's business, but I have chronic stomach issues. So my stomach will just be like, hey, guess what? No. And I'll be like, oh, thanks. So when that happens, it's usually due to anxiety, stress, or unable to make a decision. It's weird. It's like when I can't decide what to do, my stomach goes, you should go home. And so that's kind of what happens. So
your stomach decides the final.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I hate to say it, just being honest with my audience, but Umpqua Valley and Douglas County Youth Symphonies, I'm sure you both had a great concert. You're full of great kids, and your kids work hard, and they sound really good. When I taught school today, many of my kids came up to me and asked if I went to their show. I felt awful saying that I didn't go. I wanted to go, and I wanted footage, and I wanted interviews. But when you have to make me choose between the groups, that puts me in a bad position, because no matter what decision I make, it's a bad one, because I either hurt one group or hurt the other group. Or I show favoritism towards one group or another, or I say, well, I have students in this group, I have students in this group. So both youth symphonies, if you could figure out a way to have your shows at different times, on different days, at different venues, that'd be fabulous, because then I don't have to pick. And nobody has to pick. I would just really appreciate that. But you guys are both doing great work, and so thanks for everything that you guys do. All right, check this out. Here's some new stuff. Izzy Trinkle, my very good friend, who teaches at Sunnyslope Elementary, she says this, you'll never guess. My wonderful students are highly motivated and love learning about instruments. Many of these children want to grow up to play music like their family members, and giving them the tools to succeed is my greatest challenge. These rock stars will use the instruments in our brand new school guitar club. That's right. Izzy Trinkle's putting on a guitar club. It's an after-school activity. I don't think you have to actually attend the school to go. If you are interested, now they're actually trying to do something similar to what we're doing. They're trying to fundraise.
Okay.
You can donate to the DCMA. We're gonna help these guys no matter what. You can donate to us, but if you wanna directly donate to Izzy Trinkle's program, this is what they're looking for. If you wanna go ahead. It says they're learning new repertoire and
discovering techniques for playing different styles and experience music as a social program as well as an academic study, which totally helps kind of reinforce itself. It's not just I'm learning and I'm learning, but I'm learning with my friends. And so they kind of bounce off each other and hopefully encourage each other and grow stronger.
Yes, absolutely. Afterwards, the instruments will be available for general school population to learn. But here's the thing. They're trying to raise money. Looking at the website, they're trying to raise about $1,000. That won't take very long if everybody contributes $10.
Yeah.
So go to the link that is on the Facebook page for Izzy Trinkle's Guitar Club and donate today. They really need your help. We can only do so much.
Yeah.
Again, you can help us and we can help them, or you can help them directly.
Yeah, and I mean, Facebook is probably going to have a little bit more information. I'm very curious to know when this guitar club is taking place. Is it at 4 o'clock? Is it at 5 o'clock? Is it like...
My guess, and my guess is it's just right after school.
Yeah.
It could start at 3:30, it could start at 4, probably
I was
goes
going to say,
until 5.
if you weren't at that school, but you wanted to be a student of guitar, and you'd say you're that age group, and you wanted to go over there, would there be time to...
I would think
transport.
so. If you have questions for me, you can email us at oregondcma@gmail.com and I can ask Ms. Trinkle myself.
Yes.
You can also try to find Izzy on Facebook and send her a direct message. She has a Facebook profile. She may not want you to do that, but I don't see how it would be a problem, especially if we're trying to get more kids in the program. Yeah. But right now our goal is to buy instruments, just like the DCMA is trying to buy instruments for kids. So consider donating to Ms. Trinkle's program today. This is my last bit for a second. I have some great news for all of you. And you've been waiting very patiently, and I really appreciate that. The DCMA scholarship application is now available. With some very difficult work with Dr. Wheeler, we have crafted a scholarship application. It's not perfect, but it's very close because I realized that one of the things we forgot is to add like dancers and actors. Right now, it's just music scholarships. Right now.
Okay.
Right now.
But it's going to grow into
like
more.
A tree, right?
Like
It will blossom like a tree.
Like a flower. Trees sometimes blossom. You like fruit trees
That's
and
why I
nut
teach
trees
music,
and...
everybody. Yeah, for real. That's why I teach music. So yeah.
I'm from California. I know a little bit about trees.
I kind of miss Southern California. I miss living down there a little bit. But the application is available. Now again, without funding from you, we can't give much. So right now our scholarships are small. But it's better than nothing. If you would like to see the amount of scholarships increase, please donate at our Venmo at Oregon DCMA. Or again, you could write a check to the DCMA, the Douglas County Music Association. You can stop by the Gene Bechtel School. You can mail it in, put it in some kind of letter where we can't see what it is. But you can, or if you know who I am and you know me personally, you can just bring it straight to me. Your money goes to a good cause. It really is helpful. And we already have some applicants.
Oh, wow.
We've already received some applications, and we really want to make sure that those kids get what they need. So please consider donating so that our scholarship application can increase.
Yeah. And speaking of applications, the applications are open for the 54th Annual Summer Arts Festival. They are seeking art vendors, food vendors, entertainment, community nonprofit organizations. So wait, we could go out there and do something nice. Maybe we'll split it with some of our people like Spiderking and
Oh, you mean like do a hodgepodge of a bunch of people all get all together in a fest? Yes!
Woo! It'll
I'm
be a
in.
party. Come see us.
Mic check. Make sure that didn't peak. That might have peaked to the audio a little bit.
You can learn more about Southern Oregon's favorite summer kickoff event and apply starting January 15th. So you can apply right now.
Yeah, sorry. We should have talked about this last. I'm sorry.
You can, but apply by April 1st for early bird pricing.
You got 3 months,
bird. Looking forward to seeing everyone for our best festival yet. And a moment to celebrate arts, culture, and community together, which I think is great. Save this year's festival dates, which is June 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th in Roseburg.
Speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up because we've actually got some stuff on the Facebook page, some concerts and events that don't take place until March.
Ooh.
We're not going to talk about those until it gets closer to the date. If we talk about something right now that's happening in March, chances are we'll be talking about it for weeks, and then people either get sick of hearing about it or they'll forget about it or whatever. But this is a little bit different. This is something that's happening in June. Your deadline is in April. The application's opened in January.
Yeah.
You've got time.
So we probably will do a reminder of this every once in a while.
Yes, but the show's coming up in March. We're going to wait until we're a little bit closer to those dates. And don't forget,
Positive Open Mic in Roseburg, Oregon is the second Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. at the Umpqua Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Roseburg.
shout out to my boy, Sean Shea. Nicely done, sir.
Sunnyside Theater is opening their stage every Tuesday to poets, singers, songwriters, comedians, and more from 6 to 10 p.m.
But no magicians.
Oh.
Actually, you're probably fine. Actually, we love magicians. You know what? If I didn't say this, the DCMA would proudly sponsor a magician. Only if you're really good.
Draper's in downtown Roseburg has an open mic every Thursday night, 6 p.m. to 10.
That's approximate, but it does happen on Thursdays.
Yeah. Tickets are now on sale for UAC's next musical comedy, A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, playing February 2nd and 19th. So if you like the theme of love, maybe, Valentine's Day little treat, maybe early, is to give tickets.
Murder.
A Gentleman's Guide tells the uproarious story of Monty Navarro, a low-born fellow who, upon learning of his mother's death, finds out he is a distant heir to the family fortune and sets out to jump the line of succession by eliminating the 8 unsuspecting relatives, all played by one fearless performer, who stand in his way. Can he knock off his pesky relatives without being caught and become the 9th Earl of Highhurst? And what of love? Because murder is not the only thing on Monty's mind.
Can you have not those things at the same, I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure it'll be a great show. I'm looking forward to checking that out.
And tickets are $15 each. This production is recommended for audiences 13 and up.
So no 12-year-olds. So Christina, no thanks. Sorry, dude. You're 11. Christina, you can't go. You're too young.
You're too young.
You'll
But
find
there's
out who
other
she is. You what?
I'm like, there's other shows that are in the season that aren't geared toward.
Yeah. 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, not going to work.
Adults.
13-year-olds, perfect.
Yeah, if you're a teenager and up, you can go. If you want to, if you buy the ticket.
Well, I'm sure with close parent supervision, anybody younger than that could go. It's just not recommended. Anyway.
Right.
Coming up.
Spiderking Studios is holding auditions for their next major project, Killer Roommate, which will be a dark comedy, a feature-length film. So that's cool.
Oh, yeah, because Jake never makes feature-length films.
So 3 friends living in the city share a carefree lifestyle, but their world is turned upside down when one of them accidentally kills someone in a drunken mishap. In a desperate attempt to protect themselves and their reputations, they make the fateful decision to conceal the body. As they struggle to keep their secret, they find themselves caught in a dangerous game of cat and mouse with both the police and a ruthless serial killer who is hunting victims in the city. Ooh, with the stakes getting higher with each passing day, they must race against time to outsmart their adversaries and avoid getting caught before it's too late.
I'd like to remind everybody that this is a family show, but you know what? When people are going to make this stuff, we're going to advertise for it. We're going to support it. And speaking of which, Killer Roommate is looking for sponsors. If you're interested in helping Killer Roommate become a reality, please contact OregonDCMA@gmail.com, or you can look up SpiderkingStudios.com or SpiderkingStudios@gmail.com and reach out to them. We need your support because it's hard to make movies with no funding. I mean, if you want to get some rocks and film them and just be like, look, it's a rock concert. That's fine.
Right.
It's very interpretive, and I appreciate that. But Killer Roommate needs your help. Consider donating to Killer Roommate today, or you can donate to the DCMA, and we'll try to help out Spider King as much as we can. Remember, our goal is a lot of people might be thinking, sir, are you forming this nonprofit to just help Spider King and Jean Bechtel? No, we're the trifecta. We support each other. Spider King's got their stuff going on, and Jean Bechtel's got their stuff going on, and we've got ours. But we're gonna help each other because that's what good friends do. That's what business partners do. So we're gonna support each other and help each other, but be advised, not all of our funding goes to both groups. I already have scholarships that I'm ready to hand out to certain students, and I already have something for Gavin Pike whenever he's ready to come pick that up. We love to have him on the show so we can offer that scholarship to him, but we're here to support everybody. The more we raise, the more we can help. consider donating. When is this? When are auditions for
Auditions are
Killer
going
Roommates?
to be Friday, February 3rd and Saturday the 4th at 6 p.m.
So practice now, get ready, and pretend to be a killer roommate.
Dun, dun, dun.
Where is the location?
So it's going to be at 1622 Northeast Vine Street, Roseburg, Oregon.
Isn't that where the Gene Bechtel School is?
Yeah.
Will all of this stop making sense?
Okay.
Up next.
We have the Midnight Roar at Workman's Bar and Smokehouse in Winston, a family-owned small-town bar with smokehouse food, priding themselves on excellence in customer service and atmosphere. Saturday, January 28th at 8 p.m., all the way up until 11:59 p.m.
So at 11:59,
day.
if it rings 12:00 and you're still there, I think they yell at you.
Yeah, or you might turn into a pumpkin. I don't know how that works.
I know what? I love pumpkins.
They're good.
So I'm okay with that. Now, this is our first time mentioning, but this is not your first time hearing. Good Lord. Neil Gregory Johnson, who I have not met, they're going to be live at Oran Moore Meadery Sunday, January 29th. That's this upcoming Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. A beautiful afternoon show, also known as a matinee.
Yeah.
The social hours from 2 to 3. I'm pretty social, but I probably wouldn't go to social hour because I just want to go to the show. It's $12 at the door. Reservations are recommended. Please call 505-310-1525. Reserve your spot today. You want to see Neil Gregory Johnson. He's a cosmic cowboy.
Yes, that's what it says. He's a cosmic cowboy with a passion for the bar band revival.
I'm a big fan. As a serious singer-songwriter, and he strikes me as a very serious singer-songwriter, to be honest, he doesn't take himself too seriously, though.
That's good.
His music consists of freewheeling fingerstyle guitar, good-time country blues arrangements, passionate vocals, and meaningful lyrics like, "Baby, I love you, you're my favorite."
He's a charismatic storyteller and as captivating as a solo performer as anyone in the cosmic country game. But when he has his band behind him, he's a honky-tonk force to be reckoned with.
Check out neilgregoryjohnson.com.
UCC Performing and Visual Arts presents pianist Jaron Cannon in concert. Solo classical repertoire, piano improvisations, original compositions. Very cool. Join us at the Whipple Fine Arts Center February 3rd at 7 p.m. Admission is $10, but if you are a student or staff, it is free.
Right, so be advised, if you're not sure where the Whipple Fine Arts Center is, it's next to the Betty Unruh Theater, down by where that big play structure is, kind of what we call the Woolley Center, and where all the soccer games are. That's the Whipple Fine Arts Center, so make sure you check that out.
Oh, cool. Professor Fate, February 4th at Sunnyside Theater at 7 p.m. That's all the information we have. If you know more about Professor Fate, please comment below and let us know.
That's
We're very curious.
That's still it. That's it. And now our feature presentation.
Hi, we're Face for Radio.
distinct honor and privilege to welcome Face for Radio. So glad to have you all here. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So
Thanks for
for
having
our
us.
audience, and this is our 13th broadcast. How
Oh.
exciting!
That's lucky.
It's really, really cool to be here, and I really appreciate having some outstanding musical guests on our show. Would you like to introduce yourselves to the audience, please?
Sure, my name is Eric, and I play the guitar, and with this miserable wine, sometimes I sing for Face for Radio.
Mark, and I play with the sticks and the drums.
My name's Lowell. I play bass and sing, also almost as good as Eric.
And again, I'm really happy to have this band here. And the thing is, I had actually only recently heard of this group. When did you guys get together and start playing? I'm curious.
So we had our first gig together around Halloween of 2021.
Oh.
Is that about right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So just recently. Or more recently than, say, 10 or 15 years ago.
Yes.
Recently in the galactic sense, yeah.
Now, how did you guys meet? I'm really curious. Did you guys meet? Were you guys at like an improv session, or were you just hanging out one day, or did somebody make a phone call, or how did you guys meet up and start playing?
Riding bicycles is how I met Eric.
These
Really?
guys are bike riding mates. I'm not a bicycle man yet.
Sure.
Their influence is dangerous, but so that's how these guys met. And I showed up at one of the open mics. Eric hosts a lot of local events, open mics, acoustic venues and shows, and trivia night.
And trivia too, that's right.
That's right.
It's all trivia.
Actually, that might be a really good start to this discussion that we're having, this conversation. Eric, it does sound like you're very busy in town with all of your musical stuff. Would you please tell the audience all of the things that you're involved in?
All of the things that I'm involved in. Well, the things I can tell you about. I put on an open mic night at least once a month at presently at Moore Meadery. I do a couple of trivia events twice monthly, one at North 40 Brewing and one at Moore. I'm playing with the band. I do some solo stuff. I've been struggling a little bit with this horsey sort of voice, so I'm trying to get back.
Actually,
to doing work.
is it okay if I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
You did mention your voice. Is there something that's going on in your life that you'd like to? Where is this voice coming from? I'm curious.
The horse part of the voice.
Yeah, you talked to me earlier, but I bet the audience might be curious because your voice, you're still a great singer and you still have great musical qualities, but you have openly talked about your voice. What's going on?
So I've been asthmatic since I was like 3, and so I've always had some hoarseness, and it's only gotten sort of progressively worse as
Sure.
time's gone on.
Yeah.
I had surgery a couple years ago. The idea was to bring the vocal cords together a little bit better. It wasn't a failure. It was a success if you ask the guy who did the surgery because the chords are actually closer together, but it's meant that my pitch is a little higher, this again, it's pretty hoarse sounding, but I'm trying to make it work. So
Yeah.
thanks for the
I do want to say, hearing your sound, by the way, I'm Ariel, co-host. Your sound, you have a beautiful harmony because you can get up in those top notes, and I've never heard a male sing that high, and I'm like that. Well, okay, maybe the Bee Gees, but not live. So I think that is fantastic.
Well, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
definitely,
It's,
Eric.
it is kind of a signature thing, and I'm glad that we've or maybe I've carved out my own space for it here.
Yeah, a little trademark. You're
No,
welcome.
your voice is quite beautiful, Eric. I just figured since you brought it up, we would ask. Mark, you've been playing drums for how long now?
Since 5th grade.
Oh wow! So literally your entire life.
The public schools were kind to me and
Nice.
guided me on the path, and an older cousin who had the drums and lived with us for a year.
Nice.
Mark, what elementary school?
West
School in Sutherland.
Okay.
You're from this area.
Hey.
So you're
mostly.
a Douglas County homegrown. Look at that.
True local blood.
Wow. The Douglas County Music Association bringing locals together. That's fabulous. So you went to West. We went to West Intermediate for real.
I did.
That's actually where I went to school too. So that's really amazing, actually. And have you mostly stayed in Roseburg? Have you traveled at all? Did you play with bands outside of Roseburg?
I've lived outside for periods of time in college and one thing or another, but mostly around here.
Where did you go to school for college?
U of O.
Nice. Okay, so that's 2 schools we've attended together. That's outstanding. Lowell, can you
That would be me.
Yep, that's Lowell.
Yeah, Lowell is amazing. Could you talk to us about this instrument that you have? I am very curious about this.
Oh, it's just a bass. It's a it's called a Modulus is the name of the manufacturer.
Modulus.
Modulus 5-string. It's a hybrid material bass.
Ooh, can you?
Meaning, if
you
you
talk
look
more
at the
about that?
neck, you can see that there's a maple top for the fingerboard and a graphite subplate. It changes things sonically, but it also makes this a very durable instrument.
Yes.
Temperature changes aren't a problem. So it's a good session player bass, studio guy bass. Not that I'm claiming to be either of those, but I just like it because it sounds real good.
Yes, and so the graphite layer, that helps the instrument just not break if you accidentally dropped it.
Not break, not warp in temperature changes. For example, tonight, we
Right. It's a
came
little
into
cold
a
in here,
very
guys.
cold room, and that's part of the deal, and
It
it
is.
happens a lot.
Sorry, guys.
So, having an instrument like that that's stable saves a little time and needing to tune it up.
It sounds like you recommend that most instrumentalists get some kind of graphite infrastructure if they can.
I'm a fan. I'm not opposed to wood. Everything has a beautiful signature. Even the same instrument made 10 times can sound a bit different because of the qualities of its wood. And that's a good thing. That gives it character. Modulus has a graphite, has more of a singular character.
Right.
You either like it or you don't. I happen to like it.
And I've never heard of Modulus before this evening, so it's really cool to see a new instrument from a new company. Maybe it's not a new company, but I've never heard of it. So really enjoy listening to new musicians play on instruments that I'm not familiar with. Now, hey, Mark, your drum set. I'd like you to kind of, the audience we'll show a picture later, but I found Mark's drum set to be quite interesting. So Mark, could you kind of break down your drum set, your setup for your drum set? You have it in kind of a way that I don't see very often. Can you break it down for us?
It's a designed as an urban set that you can take in a taxi cab from gig to gig, even though I don't particularly play in the urban setting.
Sure.
The thing is, it's got a fairly small bass drum, smaller than usual, but a lot of the places we play might be smaller rooms, and I have another set with a 24-inch bass drum, and that overkill for something like that, whereas this one, a little smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I wish we were a little deeper, but it's also lighter, so if you're carrying
Yes.
it around.
Yeah, they don't tell you this, guys, but when you buy those big honker drum sets, you have to set them up yourself. And that can take a while. So I always encourage my drummers, all drummers, invest in a small kit. What kind of venues do you guys largely play? Do you mostly playing at meaderies and breweries, or are you playing at, dance studios? I'm just curious. Where are you mostly playing shows?
So we recently played at North 40 downtown. We have also played at the Looking Glass Brewery.
I haven't been there yet.
Help me out. Where else have we played?
We've played a
10
couple of
Mile.
outdoor events. We've played at the we can't even call it a microbrewery. It's a nano brewery out in 10 Mile.
A nano brewery.
Yeah.
Farm Brewery, I think we call it. Cantu is a farm brewery.
Cantu Brewery, Kantu, out in 10 Mile. Shameless plug.
We'll put it in the
Cantu is,
description. It'll be fine.
Is a very small brewery. The brewmaster is a very brilliant guy, microbiologist.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, he knows his stuff. And he has an outdoor venue and a very warm atmosphere. It's a great summer season place to go enjoy some incredible beer and some good live music.
And in fact, that's where we had our first gig.
That's
for
right.
Ooh, I want to hear about your
Halloween.
first gig. And the thing is, we talked about your show last week, but I was not able to attend. But I would like to hear about your first gig recently. Yes.
So the recent gig.
Go ahead, Mark.
It was well attended, which was nice.
Nice.
And
That's fantastic.
and a very supportive crowd, and I thought we dialed things in fairly well for sound. Sometimes you worry about being a bit overkill.
Sure.
We started and ended most of the songs together, so that went well.
No one swore out loud on a hot mic either. So
No, it was
it was
a
a win all the way around.
yeah.
Where was that show?
North 40.
Okay. So our show has talked a lot about North 40 and more. Is there anywhere in town you've wanted to play that you have not played yet?
Too shy, I think.
Too
Too
shy.
shy.
But
Yes.
I have good news on that front.
Hey,
Da-da-da-da-da.
We're going to play first on the 4th of February. We're going to play Too
Ooh.
Shy in Reedsport.
Oh,
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
And then on the 4th of March, 28 days later, we'll be playing at Too Shy here in town.
That's right. If you've not heard, Too Shy has expanded. So now they have a venue in Reedsport where I used to teach. And they also have a venue right here in Roseburg. And actually, I wish I had known about this because I would have talked about it on the broadcast earlier. But now that you brought it to my attention, February 4th, right?
Correct.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, February 4th, and you want to check these guys out. If you live out in Reedsport and you're tuning into our broadcast, you really want to check out these guys, Face for Radio. Really an outstanding group. And I really loved hearing you guys play today. Quite an outstanding. And again, bands have this dilemma where no matter where they go, they kind of have to adapt to the room. Our theater here, it's kind of small. That's okay. And it's just a little cold. But these guys, they showed up early, like a little earlier than I expected, which is professional to a T. Excuse me. Showing up early, had everything ready to go, did a couple of sound checks. Man, this group is outstanding. Ariel, is there anything on your mind you wanted to ask the group?
Well, I just wanted to compliment you guys. I don't know if you're familiar with the 90s TV show Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, your guitar, Eric, your instrument totally reminded me of that whole vibe of
Oh, cool. I never thought
So,
about that, but
yeah.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It definitely is. I love Third Rock, so I was just like, if I can tell him. And also, you have a space theme that is going on.
I
with
do,
your
and
Face for Radio?
it's funny because when we first came in, you mentioned that you are a space themed aficionado, for want of a better way to describe
Yes.
it. Yeah, so my shirt has a Sputnik on it, some
Sputnik.
little Telstar thing, a little flying saucer, a space helmet. And this is all, it's kind of a piece. So here's the shameless plug part.
There we go.
Yeah, it's not shameless. Why do you think we're doing this? It's a broadcast about local music.
Right?
It's not shameless.
So we recently produced an EP, which is a CD that has 5 tracks on it as opposed to like 10.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what EP meant, so
Yeah,
thank
what
you.
does EP stand for, just for the audience?
Extended play.
Is that what it stands
Yeah.
for?
Extended play.
Because there's
Extended play.
There's
LP,
LP,
As
long
opposed to-
play,
EP.
Right.
EP, extended play.
Nicely done.
Because long is longer than extended. Don't ask me who said that one, but
Well, it's longer
Somebody
than
came up
single.
with that somewhere.
There is a very long URL that I'm not going to read right now, where you can go to our Facebook page if you want to download this music. You really want to go to our Facebook page and look at Face for Radio. They have a Bandcamp, and you can download all their tracks. Of course, supporting your local artists by purchasing their music. I mean, look, most of us, maybe not you, but most of us grew up in the era of Kazaa, BearShare, not Netscape Navigator, wow. But the, what was that? Napster.
Yeah, I
we
was
grew up in the
thinking
age of
Napster.
like, I want music for free, and I want to listen to Metallica for free. Metallica got really upset about that. But in this day and age, you know, it's not a request. We're asking people to support music by paying for it. It's kind of one of those harsh realities. Like, I have to pay for music. Well, you pay for so many other things. Why not pay for good quality art?
Yeah.
You can own all 5 of these tracks for less than the price of a pint at Too Shy Radio Brewery, actually.
So probably about $4.
$4.
less
Wow.
than Dutch Bros, man.
If you think, if $4 is
Big
pushing
time.
your wallet past capacity, I'm really sorry to hear that. No, that maybe we can have a different conversation. But please support Face for Radio. Go to their shows. Check out their Facebook page. And you have a website or not yet?
We have
Working
a
on it?
website. It is ffrband.com.
ffrband.com.
Much
Hey,
simpler than some of the wacky, doohickey Facebook links. ffrband.com. On that website, you also have links to where this disc is available for download through Bandcamp, through Spotify, through iTunes, Apple Music, right?
Hey, there you
Now
go.
they're
Yes.
called Apple Music.
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
And whomever else may have decided to join
jump
in on
in.
the action.
Right?
You can listen to them on Bandcamp for free, the whole tracks. Bandcamp is a marvelous site for independent musicians, and
Yeah.
that's what we like to be at this point.
actually, Lowell, I didn't get a chance to ask you this question. Where are you from? Are you from the area too?
I came here from Arizona in 2016.
Okay.
Okay.
I moved here because I fell in love with the nature here, and that's
Hey,
why that's
hard to give it up.
Yeah.
It's so green here. Partially because it rains, but kind of. You
Only
know,
rains just enough.
I like to say it's like the produce department. It's light and it's like for about 20 minutes and then you're done.
It makes that sense.
Exactly.
It
Yep.
rains here. In Arizona, it rains 5 inches a year, but all within like 8 minutes, it's all.
Oh,
Right.
and then
You know.
just
Right.
And
Yeah.
here it's just fizzes all year long. We fell in love with the nature here, and I had professional ambitions to practice advanced practice nursing up here. So I am at this point provider here at the Roseburg VA.
Oh, wow.
I'm pointing at it right over there.
Oh, cool.
Right over there, right over there.
Provider for the Roseburg VA. That's a big deal. I happen to be a patient of the VA because I served in the Marine Corps, and so I really appreciate all the work you do for the VA, and it's really great. This might be kind of an obvious question, but you were obviously playing music in Arizona. Now you said you fell in love with the nature, but I'm playing the advocate here. Was the music scene in Arizona not great, or was it amazing?
I'm come from Lake Havasu City. There's a fair music scene there. It's a pretty touristy town, so a lot of the music is oriented towards the kind of standardized bar lists.
Oh, okay.
Freebird and
Play Slayer, for real. No, I get it.
We wanted to play all Slayer. But that wasn't why we moved here. We just was hoping for a good scene here, and boy, it really is surprisingly excellent music scene in Douglas County.
Yeah.
And this guy right here is a certain strong pivot point to that effect, and I'm glad to be in a group with him. I love you, man.
What a great band. Actually, to top that off, and I think we're almost about the end of our time here, but Mr. Schnauz, as you probably know, Mr. Schnauz and I have actually been good friends for a few years now. His daughter, Christina, who's just waving at me right now, and I really appreciate that. Thanks for being here. We were going to try to get her on the show, but,
I love her right now.
No, well, no. You want it? Do you have something to show us? No. Okay, great. Well, just for actually, Christina, put that down and come over here for a second. Let's just get you in the shot. So, just come stand right over here real quick and say hi, Christina.
Hi.
Yeah, Christina has been my student at Hillcrest since she was a second grader. And if you don't know much about Christina, she is a ball of fire. Yeah, she's literally a lightning storm and a burning inferno all at once. But talented in music and dance, and one of my favorite things about Christina, especially in class, is she was always the one in class that would roll her eyes at everybody else's lack of success.
You too?
Well, I wouldn't. I'm supposed to be supportive, but Christina would be like, "Oh, can you guys please just figure this out?"
Rolls her eyes a lot at home too. I'm just saying.
Hey,
Teenagers.
what
Well, you're not even a
instruments
teenager
do you
yet.
play?
I play the violin and the ukulele.
That is so cool.
Her and her
Oh, yeah.
dad helped
A
me
little
make
bit of the
videos for
trumpet.
Hillcrest.
A
It's
little
true.
bit of the trumpet.
Are you guys mad that she's wearing a widespread haze shirt right now?
No.
No, we support widespread.
Good question. That's a really good question, and we would like to say thank you to Widespread Haze and the outreach that they have been developing here, the music scene. I think they're very pivotal. They're a very strong anchor point for live music here. And it was at their studio,
Yes.
way back recording on Jackson Street, where we cut this EP.
Whoa.
Brilliant mixing, marvelous engineering. We are very thankful for the guys in Widespread Haze.
And we cannot wait, actually. I'm glad you brought that up because they're making a music video, and as soon as it's ready, we're going to feature it on our program, and we're going to bring them up here, and we're going to talk to them just like these guys. I do have guests for the next 2 weeks, so we're excited to produce those shows, but I wanted to say hi to Christina. I really appreciate you making the way, taking a break from your busy 6th grade schedule to come all the way out here and be a part of our team. But, Face for Radio, it's about time, and I really appreciate you guys. You guys are a fantastic music group, and I can't wait for your next show. Before we end, I'm curious, when is your next show, and where is it?
It is February 4th at Too Shy in Reedsport.
Nice. February 4th at Too Shy in Reedsport, and then they'll be back a little bit later for a show at Too Shy here in Roseburg. Face Radio, thank you so much for joining us. Miss Hicks, really appreciate you co-hosting. Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys soon.
Yep.
Well, that seems to be all the time we have left for today. Tune in next week for an amazing broadcast featuring new guests. We're going to have Taylor Seiling on the broadcast next week, and Mr. Trevor Thompson, the middle school director at Joe Lane Band, and he's also the UCC concert band director and UCC Bighorn band director. Can't wait to have him on the show in the next couple of weeks. Once again, this broadcast is brought to you by
10 Down Bowling and Splits Bar and Grill.
the Gene Bechtel School for Music
Spiderking Studios.
and the Douglas County Music Association. We appreciate you tuning in today. I'm Colin Hurwitz.
And I'm Ariel Hicks.
And we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye, everyone.